The sophisticated lady is back, y'all. She's back. She's back. Miss Traci Stilettozz, my queen of stilettos. She's back. She's back, y'all. She's back. I'm just saying, she's back. Can you tell how excited we are? Can you tell how excited we are to have on this sister chat? Traci Stilettozz, the queen of stilettos. You know, the only one who wears stilettos better than me. And of course, he could not be on this couch and not have the one and the only Miss Ontaria Wilson.
Hey, world.
Yes. I forgot who I is. But we are here and we are excited because she's back.
Yes.
She's back. She's back. Hey! How are you, my love?
Oh my goodness. I'm good. Ladies, you're looking good. Looking good.
I got enough with everything. I'm trying to look as enough as I can.
Yes. Hashtag enough. You're representing.
Listen, black beauty, black feminine beauty in her essence. Do you see her, world? Do you see her? And then her yellow.
I don't think
you're talking about me.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
look at her. Look at her. She's as fabulous and just glowing. Yes.
I got on yellow today. I came out of my black.
Beautiful.
You know
what? Thank you. Thank you so much.
I can understand you coming out your black. I can understand you coming out your black. I can. I really can.
Well, well, because I wear black. 90% of my wardrobe is black. Like 90% is black. It's a color I'm comfortable in. I think black always looks good. It looks good on everybody. You can't go wrong with black, you know, and I guess, especially with my Corona body, black definitely works well. But in general, you know, I'm just really trying to come outside of that box and experiment with some colors and because I'm kind of afraid of colors. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to experience. I have dark skin and a lot of different colors kind of look good against my skin. So I said, let me do that.
And you know what? It's
like
nothing
green on you, Kim.
There's nothing wrong with that because, like you said, that yellow looks fabulous. And yes, Kim got her little aqua thing going on. She got that water thing going on. Yes.
We have that old shoon thing going on. That
she got the coolness in her hair. You see the hair cool thing going on.
Yeah.
Got your little hair coolness things going on. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That color pops off of that skin.
Yes.
It pop. Yes.
We're popping.
Yes.
Song.
Definitely. But it is so good to have you back in the house.
Let's say anymore right now, but let's talk about it offline.
Okay.
We are so happy to have you back. We miss you so much. We really do.
I miss you guys. I miss you ladies too. I actually really, really enjoy the conversations we have. You guys are both beautiful, intelligent, strong women. And I love women like that. You know, I believe in queens, uplifting queens, and you guys both represent that to me. So anytime, I know I'm not on all the time, but when I am on, I really enjoy the intellectual conversation that we have. I do.
I'm glad that we're making a difference. I am glad that we're making a difference. You know?
Yeah.
I always recall remembering to say that I remember when, by me being the oldest, sometimes it was hard for me to have someone there to talk to. So I had to end up going to, you know, brothers and cousins and aunties and get that way. Or if I couldn't, I had to find out the hard way, life.
Right.
But, you know, sometimes we find that later on in life, we are on the wrong road.
Right.
Correctly. Yeah. And when we find out, you know what, I'm going to get this one right here with her excitement.
Oh, yeah.
So when we come, you know, when we get on those wrong roads, we sit there and we find out later on in life, and we be like, "Dag, I wish I would have known, or had I known." And it gets to a point now that, you know, we don't have those clubs, we don't have those sister places. You know, we don't have those different groups or places that we used to go to get help. Or when we was on the wrong way, we had that mentor, or we had that guidance counselor, or we had that summer counselor that set us the right way. So we end up turning out to be like this, thinking the wrong way is the right way. And then, you know, we end up dealing with suicide, depression, and, you know, all the different things, financial breakdowns, and low self-esteems, and wrong ways of thinking, and not knowing how to put our crowns and wear our crowns uprightly as a result of.
Correct.
Right.
So, you know, this platform helps us to be able to say, yo, we know what you're going through, and we can tell you what we're going through while you peek at us without having to tell us who you are.
Correct. Absolutely. I mean, we'd be surprised at how many people can relate to our stories. And we really don't know that until we start to tell our stories. And then so many times you feel like you're alone in your story. And when you do express it either to a confidant or on a platform or what have you, you will find that you are absolutely not alone in so many of our situations or what have as women. You know, I know that I found that, you know, I know you guys have had a series on marriage and relationships and whatnot, and we can always talk about that. We can talk about that every week.
That's coming up. That's coming up. Yeah.
We can talk about
that's marriage. What is it? Marriage, seeking, and marriage, seeking, and single. That's it.
Ooh,
marriage, single, and seeking, and it is coming to Sister Act. That's coming to the Sister Act next month, and next month is only 2 weeks away.
I know. I don't know where the time is going.
Look, I ain't mad about the time because I need 2020 to hurry up and end with this quarantine mess.
I know a lot of people do. But you know what? I look at 2020. You're right. I mean, but you know, everything happens for a reason, whether we understand it or not. You know, I'm the type of person who is comfortable with me. I do enjoy my own company, and as a result, with this quarantine and this pandemic, I find it necessary to use this year as a reflection. You know, so I'm okay with that part of it. I think it's time to be still. I think that's really obvious that it is time to be still. And so many people are not comfortable with their own company, and they don't know how to reflect on their lives and even do self-assessment. Now is a great time to do those things. It really is, because you have nothing but time and yourself. But I'm learning through this quarantine that there's so many people that they can't sit still. They can't do it. And I feel like I'm blessed because I'm able to. I
about myself. Yes. I realized that I was so used to being on the go, constantly moving and constantly doing productions and on the go. And when I finally settled into the stillness, it felt like I lost motivation.
Okay.
Because I guess I'm one of those people who I function well under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's gotta get it done, I'm getting it done.
Yes.
But when there is no time limit and I'm just relax, days look like, what are we gonna do today? Like
right.
For a while I lost some of that.
Okay.
But what I realized was a lot of things God was having me to get to myself so that I could reassess, I could start planning and being strategic about my execution and the things that He had me planning out.
Exactly.
And
yes.
So while the first half was like a shock to our system.
Yes.
There are so many blessings that are coming and opportunities, and I've shifted my thinking in a lot of things. I've cleaned a lot of things off my credit. I've done so many things I was kind of blasé about.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so your future is coming.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I do agree that there's a blessing in the storm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. But at this point right now, I'm at the point where I am very happy for all the blessings that has been bestowed according to the storm. But I'm kind of ready for the storm to come together now.
Right.
That's where I'm at, where I'm like, okay, enough. All right, I'm ready now. I'm ready. But there again, I am grateful for the time frame. And it could be also because I'm ready for the storm to end, because my storm actually been since 2019. See, y'all 2020 started 2020. Mine started 2019 because God knew that my busy butt was not going to be able to be stable come 2020. I needed a preview and get prepared for it. So when 2020 did come, I would be able to handle it. Because had 2020 came on me without 2019, I'd have been like,
right.
It did sit me down, and I'm grateful for 2020 because #enough was able to move.
Yes.
The movement of #enough actually has gone further than I anticipated that it would. And I'm encouraging more sisters to get up and stand up for #enough. Because it comes a time when it's enough, when you're waiting on somebody else to do something for you. And it's time for you to start doing stuff for you and stop relying on everybody else to do things for you.
Right. Yes.
And not only that, it's time for us to get up and unite as one and say enough with everything that's going on with us. But had quarantine not happened, this platform wouldn't have been here. I wouldn't have had opportunities to meet other people, to get the things to flow, to move the way it needed to. I wouldn't have the time to put in to even create or even think about an enough project going on, let alone I would have still been blind to what I was seeing. So I would not have known that enough was even needed.
Right. Yes. That is absolutely.
We sat there and we said George Floyd. But then after we did George Floyd, we started picking up, wait a minute, but what about this? Wait a minute, but what about that?
Right.
What about this? Well, we did this. Well, this is right here too. Well, we're going to deal with that. We need to be dealing with this, and we need to be this. You know what? How about this? Enough with everything and deal with everything. Deal with everything, not because I'm black, but because my life matters because of who I am. I'm a person.
Correct.
And that's what it was about. You know, I laugh about it because I said, you remember when we were growing up and we was cutting up and our parents would be like, all right now, that's enough. Right. Or they would sit there and they look at you like, all right, you getting mighty close there. I didn't have it now. I didn't have it. And then we keep pushing. That's it, enough. But that's where we are right now. We're at a position where we've watched it, we've seen it, and that's it. I got one more thing to say. So I had an emotional moment this weekend. And I just stood there. And I said, you know, we're fighting so hard. Lord Jesus, don't let these tears come down. We're fighting so hard to get something and to stop something. And they're trying so hard to not allow it. And it's like there's a tug of war going back and forth, and I don't get it. It's like everybody is just working hard, but we're not working hard together. Instead, we work hard against it. And it's like, why? Like, what? I don't understand why. And then I don't know. I don't know. It's like we're at a position where we're like, why is this happening? Why does it have to happen? And why does it even matter? Like, come on, when are you going to stop? And then I'm seeing all these unveiling things happening, like things that we didn't even know that was ours. It belonged to everybody else's, but you took it and labeled it yours. Like, is this why you? It's like it's almost like all this time you've been bedazzled and buffooned and befooled. Right. Like, this belonged to me this whole time, but you had me thinking it belonged to you.
Right.
And so I'm at this point where I'm like, you know what? Enough. So enough about me talking about enough.
No, it's big stuff. The conversation has to happen. And the conversation has to continue to happen. This won't be the last time you have the conversation. That's the way it has to be, because the fact of the matter is, it's not so much that enough is enough. Enough has been enough. A long time ago, enough was enough. And the frustrating part to me as a human being, not an African-American woman, as a human being, the frustrating part is the fact that we have to fight for rights that we should already have. We have to fight for something that should already exist. We're fighting just to be treated what? Equal. That's frustrating for me, because my thing is, no, I demand to be treated equal, period. We shouldn't have to fight for that. We're human beings. We've been here a long time. So it's very frustrating. It's very sad. And the saddest part of all to me, believe it or not, is the fact that we as a people still will not come together. That's we cannot progress unless we unify. And as a group, as a people, we're not doing that. There are some people like yourself, Shauna, and you, Kim, that are definitely making a difference, doing your part. But there's still, as a people, as a whole, we still attack one another and still pull each other down. And that, from my post last week, just within the small circle of the line dancing group, you have sisters tearing me down. We don't need to tear each other down. We got enough people tearing us down. We need to come together. We need to stop.
It's like I keep saying, believe it, there is enough. There's enough room for everybody.
Yes.
Just because you got it don't mean I can't have it. But the problem is you want to have it above me. We need to stop trying to out-level each other. And if anything, we have learned with quarantine that we're now on level ground, honey. So everybody already knows. So let's do the disclaimers. I'm gonna have to get a music for the disclaimers. I'm gonna have to get the disclaimers. So the disclaimer is, first start with me. Just because I said it, it's how I feel, is my opinion, my statement, is my truth. It doesn't mean that is your truth. It doesn't mean you have to agree with it. It doesn't mean it applies to you. However, this is a smorgasbord up here. Whatever you want to eat, you eat it. And whatever you don't, leave it. If it applies, take it. Apply it to you. If it's your shoe, put it on. If the stiletto is cute, strut it. But if it ain't yours, wait for yours to come. We not wear something that don't fit. Now, the other disclaimer is if you see Madam Kim go like this.
Yes. We ready for Kim.
Yes. You know she's about to blow and we gotta let her go.
Yes.
So the disclaimers are out. And once again, y'all, we are excited because we got Traci back. And Traci is back, but not only is Traci back as Traci Stilettozz, the line dance queen, Traci has her magazine running.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So
Traci has her own magazine running. She has a couple of groups that are ongoing right now. She's promoting Walking with Purpose, and she's also having her own little. See, I've been watching. And she has her own little thing going on with the line dancing with not only just her, but she's promoting other beautiful women and men that are also creating. And she's opening it out for a platform to also show that, hey, there's room for all of us to do it. We ain't got to be the head of it. We all doing it. You might like the way I do it better than the way you do it. You may fit better with me versus I fit with you. So you give me room to get it in there. I'm just saying it works. It looks good. And making something. She made the video, honey. She got the line dance for dance.
Oh yes, I did. Yes,
So,
shout out.
You're moving. So tell us about it. Tell us about it.
Did you guys learn the dance
here, and we're gonna listen about it.
Yes, I did.
I did. I did learn the dance, and so this was going to happen with the dance because I got the turn. I finally got that front kick thing. That front kick thing was cute. It had a little fun. I said, wait a minute, hold on. I got to make that one a beat in order to get the head. I was like tap 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 tap. I said, okay, tap 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 tap. Okay, now let me put my feet to it.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And you know, with me and my sciatic nerve, I had to put the pillows up underneath my thighs and move my toes so I could get the.
Hey,
so I have a disclaimer too. So I'm a dancer, and most dancers learn when we watch, when we see. So I know the movement. Like I know the movement.
Yeah.
I just can't do the movement right now.
Okay.
I tell you one thing,
I know it though.
The one thing that she got, that little shake thing she did, and little twist. She was thinking about me. That's me all day. I ain't gonna do nothing else with the dance, but I'm gonna shake that.
Yes, right. Oh, yes. It's all good. It's all good. Dances are.
I do have to, and we are going to do the road trip real soon. Yeah, and we're going to show you just how much we know how to do the dance. And I believe this weekend you're going to be at Coney Island.
No, ma'am. No, sis. Our date was June 27th, I believe, of last month. And
June 27th. Okay.
June, yeah. No, I canceled due to COVID. I know that people are out doing the social distance line dancing thing, but for me, safety is a priority, and I'm just not willing to put other people at risk by continuing to have the event on a boardwalk where it's probably going to be packed. Right. I heard on the 4th of July it was packed, and I'm not willing. It's not that important to me over safety. My attitude is, God willing, of course, there is always 2021.
Gotcha.
Sit still. There's always 2021. We will survive. So I made an executive decision to postpone it, if you will, until 2021, and we'll just come back stronger and we'll be ready.
Now, ironically, you said something that me and Kim was talking about earlier. Well, now we addressed it. We touched it. And the statement of we wait time. There's some things in life that happens that make you say, you know what? I ain't waiting for time. I need to move now because I don't know what time is.
Right.
And I found myself becoming a victim of that.
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
wanted to hurry up and do stuff. I wanted to hurry up and jump into stuff because I was like, you know what? Time is coming and I'm not going to get the opportunity. But then I had to stop and say, you know what? If it was meant for me to have the opportunity,
Yeah.
time is going to give it to me. I don't have to rush it.
Yes.
Okay, Kim
Yes.
just something.
Kim, we're listening.
I don't know. I don't know. She poking and pulling. Go ahead, Kim. She about to blow.
So when we talk about time and purpose and how we move and what's supposed to, what's not supposed to, everything is allotted its time and its season. And most times we're not exactly sure of the exact when, but everything is ordained.
Yes.
And we walk in the manifestation of those things. So it's really one of those situations where God downloads it into us and we're the computers and we're like, and we take in the assignment, but the assignment comes out and is performed and perfected in its season.
Correct.
So it's really one of those things where it's like, it's okay. Like we might want to get it done, but you'll know when it's not that time.
Exactly.
You will know. You will know. You will know. However, there are some people that don't know, that don't realize that, or haven't been shown that, and now they believe they have to work against time to make things happen. I have a young lady that I know, and she like, oh man, I got this to do. I want to do this. I want to do that. But I don't know if I'm going to make it because, after quarantine, I'm not going to be able to get that house in the car like I wanted to do. And I'm supposed to be finishing school. I said, baby, if it's meant for you to have them things, you can have them things. It doesn't matter on how fast you try to get them things because those things don't come according to its own timing. So if you don't get it, it was because you wasn't meant to get it. And you trying to hurry up and get it now and rushing to get it now. Don't sit on it and be like, oh my God, my aunt just died and my cousin just died, and if I don't hurry up, it ain't gonna never happen for me. And I'm like, right now you're kind of letting quarantine eat you, and she's being affected from the fact of, I see you, Kim. She's being affected from the fact that she want to hurry up and get it done before she died. She's not trying to hurry up and get it done because she don't think she's not going to do it. She's thinking that I'm going to die before I can get the chance to do it. And there's a lot of us that are now becoming depressed and kind of scared over the whole thing of, I'm not going to be able to do that because I might die before it happened. Go ahead, Kim.
Okay, so there's two things. One is that God has not given us a spirit of fear. That's number one. So you're already assigning your end date, or the end date to your assignment. You're putting that exclamation point, that period to it. When you don't know, I just said everything has its time. Well, we said everything has its time and its season. It's that along with faith without works is dead.
Right.
So you can think of something and want to do something, but if you don't have the faith, if you don't have the work aptitude and attitude to get it done, then you're also aborting some things that God, I was just talking about how God downloads into us. You will do some of those things when you don't work out the process.
Yep.
Or put in the work. And that's why so many people want things so quick and fast. They see somebody else with something, so they're like, I want it now.
Right.
boo-boo. You
Internet
don't know what
access.
that person went through or had to work through to get to where they are.
Right.
So don't just try to assume position. Most positions are of those who, it says, too much is given, to whom much is required. It's a lot of work that comes along with that.
Yes. Yes.
So work out your process. Work out that thing. Put the work in.
Yes.
You know,
And
don't be afraid.
And don't let quarantine be the reason why you scared to work.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm an artist. So most of my work is acting, is directing. We were completely shut down. There's absolutely nothing we could do. And just to keep our zest, just to keep our creative spirit, we hop online and we go on Zooms and we do things just to keep us alive mentally and emotionally. But baby, when I tell you that there's about to be a renaissance that's about to happen, when that gate get open, the books, the plays, the shows, the songs.
Yes.
Woo! But it took for all of this to
because if you
shut us down, to put a fear in us that we had to fight off. Because again, fear is not of God. It's just not.
Right.
Worry is not. But when you activate yourself and you say, you know what? This is my vision. This is what I see. I'm going to make this baby happen. That's where the figure out work his dad comes in. You got to work it out. You got to do it. And you may be stepping into uncharted territory that you're not familiar with. But every time you walk out the door, it's unfamiliar.
That's right.
Every new day is unfamiliar. You don't know what it's going to lay out or present to you.
Right.
So please, if anybody is out there, if you are hearing me, fear, you have to speak to it and deny it. And speak to yourself and speak affirmation. I am doing this.
Correct.
I am doing this.
Correct.
And as you speak it, work on it. And you'll start to see those little pieces be added to the puzzle. And then when you look back, you're going to be like, whoa, I did it.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And God wants abundance for you.
Right.
And abundance, I'm not just talking money.
Right.
A lot of people, when they start thinking that, they're like, well, I'm broke. I don't know how I'm going to get this money.
Right.
I'm about being mentally free, being emotionally free, being physically, like whatever your thing is that you need, it's available to you.
Right.
You just have to say yes to it. You have to allow it to come and love on you.
You are so right, Kim. On point. I don't look. If I let fear dictate my movement, I wouldn't be doing anything I'm doing now. I promise you, I wouldn't.
So please, I'm bringing you to the front. Tell us about what all you have done.
I want to talk to myself. I want to talk to you. Let me.
I need the world to see you.
No, I don't want to. I want to see you guys. Thank you. I want to talk to people. But no, Kim is so on point with that. I'm gonna get Kim for that too. I'm gonna get Kim for that. But listen, Kim is right because a lot of things I've done definitely was very scary, and because you're stepping out on a limb, you're stepping out on faith. You're not sure if you can do it or if it's going to be received the way you anticipated, the way you vision. But if like Kim said, if I allowed fear to have control of me, I would not be sitting with you right now on this show talking about anything I'm doing. Nothing, not any from the beginning of teaching. There was a long time where I said, oh no, I could never teach. I said, I'm not a teacher. I'm not good at that. And I refused to do it. I was creating dances and refused to teach my own dances because I didn't know how to teach. I would show my instructor and then she would teach the dance to the class, but look at me now. I'm instructing. And then I've gone above and beyond instructing. What's that?
And the magazine.
In the magazine, that was step exactly. But we try to step outside the box. I'm an individual that does not like to jump in something that's saturated. So we try to come outside of the common box. So if everybody is doing the same thing, we don't want to do the same thing. We want to do something a little different, something with a little twist. So, my husband and I work together. I think you guys know that by now. And he's very creative, way more creative than I am. And, we just came up with this idea. Why not come up with our own magazine? Well, I mean, Vogue has it, and Claire Marie and The Star. And so why can't we create our own? So we did, and it's the R&B Soul Fusion Line Dance magazine, and it has a lot of articles in there related to line dancing, obviously. But the articles are great. It talks about the benefits, because a lot of people don't know all the benefits. Some people just look at it as fun, and that's great. But there's a ton of benefits that come along with dancing, and the social aspect of it, the physical aspect of it, of course. And so we have articles on that. We have articles on the benefits in children, even from a very young age, how it affects them, movement and dancing. And we also have articles related to the line dance community in and of itself, which is a community, and it has some good things and some bad things. We address some of those things in Knee Deep Talk. What is Knee Deep Talk? Well, if you know where the term knee deep came from, then you know what I'm saying. So I'm saying it without saying it. Knee deep. So that's an old saying that came from the South. And so we call it Knee Deep Talk, which translates into real talk. We're about to get real with it, whether you like it or not. And that's what that is. So we have those articles in there. We created the first top 10 or the top 50 line dance chart. It's a Billboard's chart, and that was also outside of the box. And then I have the Stilettozz top 10 chart. And so we created that, which will be ongoing in our next edition of the magazine. It's just, I'm pretty proud of us, because it was a lot of work. We worked for months and months and months and months on this. We have super producer Joshua Thompson in there. We got an exclusive with him. We got an exclusive interview with him in his home. It's scary when you approach people to make these proposals. It's scary. But if I let fear stop me, I wouldn't have that personal interview with him in his studio. So sometimes you got to step out. The way I look at it is the worst thing that can happen is they say no. That's the worst. So then what do? You move on. You move on and you pitch to somebody else, and you don't let it stop you. You will never grow if you let fear stifle your movement.
Right.
You have to. So yes. So thank you for that, Shauna, and thank you for allowing me to be on here and talking about the magazine. I appreciate that. Thank you also, Shauna, for acknowledging the different groups. I do appreciate that. The groups that I know
that you're on right now.
What's that?
Do your groups know that you're on right now?
I don't know if they do or not. They should. I've shared.
I might have to throw it into your group. Yeah, I'm gonna think of it.
I've shared the information, but my groups in general are designed to promote others, to uplift, encourage, exposure. Like you said, there's room for everybody. I don't have to be the star of the show. Let me spotlight Kim, who's doing amazing things. Let me spotlight you, Shauna, who's doing amazing things. I think that's so important for us sisters to do. I really do.
I do, and I agree with that, because I believe that we could become infectious in a good way.
Yes.
Because, when you think about it, people are influenced by the things that they see.
Mm-hmm.
And, when you see someone of influence you to that point, then you get out and you do it. And if we can influence more powerful people to do more powerful things and great things, we probably can make a better difference. If we can show more, because we talked about we're not we work against each other. We've been taught that. That's all we've ever seen, to work against each other. That was like the way of the enemy, keeping us away from each other, because we already know us coming together, we're more powerful than anything.
Absolutely.
With that result,
we showed it. Within the past 2 months, we showed it.
Yes.
And the power in that. And it's like, no, everybody's not going to always move the same way at the same time. But what it did was it ignited change and legislation.
Yes.
It started people really moving the concept of Black Wall Street. It brought people of like minds together in healing. Yes. So much was birthed out of that.
Yes.
And the full energy, like the group energy, we might not see that as it was unless something else happens. When something else happens, and it's like a big converging.
Right.
But in the meantime, what it's produced has been some phenomenal things.
That's true.
Yes, it has.
That's true.
And so to the point where I pray and hope that people continue to push forward. Don't back off. Because usually what happens with things like that, we do our marches, then we go home.
This time, more than a march.
This time we're like, we got to do more, and we're not going to stop just there. And I encourage everyone to be empowered to continue to move and help others move by whichever way that you can.
Yes.
So every time people say, when you hear move, they hear the church. They hear the church come when they say, here come the preacher asking for some more money. Sometimes, it takes money to make those movements so people can be in the different places and go to the different places and create the different places in order for things to happen so that we can do things. But then it takes the support of telling somebody that that got power to help move.
Yeah.
Or promoting it, even telling others, getting involved yourself, taking a stand. What can I do to help? What can I be of help? It's a whole lot of ways of how people can make things work and how things can happen. We just got to show people how to do it and then let them follow suit. But whatever we need to do, and what I hope and pray that we don't do, and I'm so encouraged by the kids, the youth be doing it. I mean, these youth out here, they doing it. I may not agree with how they doing it, but they making things, they moving things, and we have to understand that everybody's uniqueness of doing things, as long as the end result equals the same, hey, I'm with you. As long as it's not hurting us and doing more damage than good, I'm good with it.
Right.
Kim did something, but
let's dance. Dance. I'm in celebratory mode because I brought up the whole I mentioned quickly Black Wall Street. And there's this powerful movement that's going on that was provoked by this quarantine, the pandemic. People finding themselves in positions where they're depending on the government, where they're trying to figure out how to feed their families and keep their businesses afloat.
Right.
And I'm seeing thousands upon thousands of Black folk come together and pour into each other that I have never seen before.
Right.
And you know how a lot of times people get on Facebook and they're like, support Black businesses, support Black, like, yeah, well, but I'm seeing it, and this might come across some of you along the way, but it's such a beautiful thing. And I hope that it can transfer into other districts of our community, the community, the creative community, because we need each other.
Yes, we do.
And you just being on here, like, I don't think most times we don't see ourselves the way that other people see us.
That's true.
And for me, as an artist, as a teaching artist, as a creative, I only know that I'm doing what I love to do. But then people come back and say, oh, this is what you did for me. And oh my gosh. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'm like, oh, but I was doing what I love to do. Like,
exactly.
I mean, in love, but okay. But Traci, I see you whenever you come on this platform. You are an example of womanhood.
Oh, thank you.
We're not even in person, but it radiates through cyberspace. And I can't wait to see all of the beautiful things that are going to happen when the gates are open and you can really move, you and your husband, the way that you really want to move.
Yes.
Ooh, the fire.
Yes.
The fire that's coming. I don't even know everything.
Right.
I'm talking about the spirit. I'm talking about the mindset, the drive, and the creativity that's there. It exudes.
That's very intuitive. Absolutely. You're right. Kim is on a point 1,000%. And I am bursting at the seams.
So you know more about walking with a purpose.
I'm sorry. Oh, walking with a purpose.
Walking with a purpose.
Oh, walking with purpose is basically a group I created, obviously during COVID, a little late in the game, but the whole thing is to inspire people to move. One of the things I noticed around our own neighborhood, and we kind of live in the country, we live in the mountains, and our houses are spaced apart. But for years, we never saw a neighbor. For years, we never saw neighbors. But then when the COVID happened, we started seeing people we never knew existed walking, riding their bikes. And so people are doing things that they haven't done in a long time. So the group really was to inspire each other, for all of us, including me, to move and let's walk. And when you walk, let's post it and inspire someone else. Just like I like to inspire others, I need inspiration as well. So I feed off of others' inspiration through the group as well. They inspire me. That's what it's all about. All good stuff, all positive. It's just something to keep us moving. If you're not a runner, that's okay. Just walk. If you don't like riding bikes, that's okay. Just walk. If you can't jump rope because of your knees, that's okay. Walking is good. So that's why I created Walking with Purpose. Purpose is to inspire one another.
Because you have Mr. Hawkins in Jersey.
Yes.
And so it's not like, this is people all over that you are inspiring and having them to connect, and people are meeting.
Connect. Yes.
And so it's like you saw a need and you fulfilled the need.
Right.
And that's what people fail to understand.
Yes.
Because they don't see the spiritual sense of you fulfilling your spiritual purpose.
Correct.
So I say that to say, like Kim said earlier, I like the way she did a little demonstration. God computerized it. Into you. And when you know your purpose of life and who you're to be and what you're supposed to be, it speaks out of you. It comes out of you. It can't help but to breathe out of you. And I know somebody wants to say, but what about the will? You do have the will to follow what's coming out of you, because there's a lot of times, there's a lot of flags that we get that we don't pay attention to. So don't even give me about the will. because where there's the other will, there's a way. So,
Yeah.
you felt the will that was in you, inspiring you for the purpose to move. And you did that. So, I thank you for that group. Even though
Oh,
I don't do that group.
that's okay.
I watch everybody and I
I
don't
appreciate, look,
talk.
I appreciate that. It's like, again, we all need encouragement. We all need inspiration. I've gotten myself out of shape during this coronavirus too. So my thing is, as when I inspire other people, it also is reciprocated through their actions in doing something. And as a result, it inspires me because I'm gonna be really transparent right now. There was a whole lazy period for me during this COVID. And this is the transparency part. I liked it. I liked doing nothing for a minute. I liked being lazy for a minute. I told my husband, I said, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I enjoy not doing anything. And so as a result, I've put on some weight. God bless those that have lost weight. I'm not concerned about it because I know me. I will jump back on the bandwagon and do what's necessary to put it off. But the point is to encourage others. And then I feed off of their energy when they do it. And then they encourage me. We are in this together. We are in this together. So that's why I created Walking with Purpose. It's for everybody. And even though you don't participate, you acknowledge it and you see it. And then maybe some of that will sprinkle off on you too.
Well, talking about sprinkle, want to sprinkle something on you guys. We usually wait until the end of the show, but we're kind of moving it to the middle of the show for everybody that's coming in. And we're going to send you a little something. I want you to check this song out for just a minute because we talked about not moving in fear and we talk about walking in our destiny, and because we can't move in our destiny because of fear or not knowing, maybe this may encourage you. And you can go ahead and take your drinks and your sips and all of that while the music plays.
Cool. We're on a commercial break. All right.
Well, not for a commercial break, but just a moment of reflection.
Okay.
Just a minute of reflection to help us understand what we're trying to say here.
Okay.
Before you sit down, there's something I need to explain. Since you're here, I think
Okay. Here we go. Let's start it again. How about that? Here we go.
Hello, fear. Before you sit down, there's something I need to explain. Since you're here, I think I should tell you. Since we last talked, things have changed. See, I'm tired of being broken-hearted. So I made a list and you're on it. All my hopes and my dreams you took from me. I want those back before you leave. Hello, fear. I knew I would see you. You have a hard time letting go. See these tears.
Take a good look.
Take a good look, 'cause soon they won't fall anymore.
No matter what you've done to me.
God's healing my hurtful places.
See that seat to the left?
The seat that was yours now is taken. I'm no longer afraid. See, I'm better this way.
And one more thing.
And one more thing before you leave.
Whoa.
Never again will I love you.
You see this heart?
My heart, it refuses to be your home.
Today.
No longer your prison. Today I remember. Apart from you is where I belong.
And one more thing.
And never again will I trust you.
I'm not fighting with you no more.
my chance with you was gone.
So good to see you.
See your face. It reminds me of mercy. And please let me say I was wrong.
I'm sorry.
Never knew your touch was endless.
Never knew.
How you never run dry of forgiveness. Didn't know how bad it was. Was afraid just because. Sorry, fear. Grace took your place. So
I waited my whole life to say this.
never again will I love you.
That chapter's over.
My heart it refuses to be your
See,
home.
God has set me free.
No longer your prince. Today I remember. Apart from you is where I belong.
See, I got a new love now, y'all.
And never again will I trust you.
Tell my life what you want more.
I'm tired of life. It's been way too long.
All my life.
No longer your prince. Today I
It's a new
remember
day.
who I was, and now it's gone.
That man is gone. And I can say,
Farewell, goodbye, so long.
every time I ever heard no,
Farewell,
to
goodbye, so long.
the little boy that they let go.
Farewell, goodbye, so long.
The old me, he's out the door.
Farewell,
Thank you, Jesus.
goodbye, so
And
long.
if you're with me, I need to hear you say,
Farewell,
yes.
goodbye, so long.
I need for you to try one more time.
Farewell,
One more time. Try one more time. Look and clear one more time. And say,
farewell, goodbye, so long. Hello, fear. Before you sit down, there's something I need to explain.
Yes, that's what we feel about when we talk about fear. We need to make sure we could tell fear to say goodbye, so long, farewell.
Mhm.
That's what we need to say to fear when it comes to
Absolutely.
different things, because fear will hold us back from being able to do everything that we were purposed to do.
Yes.
Um,
It sure will.
I'm a witness to that because I feared a lot of things, and I didn't do a lot of things because I feared how other people would think about it or what people would say about what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I know that the people that was in my ear were not the ones who was supposed to have been encouraging and me to go ahead and move forward.
Right.
I've been the type of person I was scared to do anything. And really, I was going to do my thing anyway, because, you know, when they wrote that song, Do What You Want to Do, I
Right.
can tell you who the sock to, it's your thing. That was me. They wrote that for me before I even got
Right.
here. You know, that was the theme
Right.
song that came
Yes.
out before the doctor smacked me, because I told the
Okay.
doctor, "Bet not." And the doctor had never heard a baby come out the womb and talk.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I mean, Shauna.
And then that's when the song came out, duh, 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 and they was looking around like around in the living room, what's going on? And da 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 da. They're like, "It's your thing." I was wiggling.
Yes, right. Do what you want to do.
Oh, in the doctor's arms, I was wiggling. Hey,
Came out moving.
you better not do that. And I've been wiggling ever since.
Ever since. I know that's right. Okay, right?
Everybody like, you know what? That's Shauna. I know, y'all. I know. But what can I say? What can I say?
It's your thing.
I have to use my imagination. It wasn't
Yeah.
just the Temptations idea that was,
Right.
running away with me, it runs away with me too.
Right. That's right. Just my imagination. Yes, Lord.
Yeah, I just felt the need to speak fear for just a moment.
Yeah.
Because fear got us all in an uproar right now.
Yes. Yes, it does.
And it's like,
Yes, it does.
you told us we was coming out. You told us this, and now this and that. Nobody knows nothing. And it's
Right.
like the fear of, I'll share this. Y'all all know, I always tell y'all I have beautiful eyes. But nothing can come through them. You can't see nothing. They just as blind as a bat. I tell everybody. They just as pretty as they want to be, but they just as blind as a bat. So thank God for medical technology. So, I went to the doctors today, to the eye doctor, and my one eye, I have no peripheral vision at all.
Oh, okay.
Like I can see you, but I can't see you. You come up on me, I see you.
Okay.
And sometimes people like, you looking right at me. Like, no, I wasn't. I was just looking in your direction, but I did not see you. Trust me when I tell you.
Right.
And like, I don't hear your name, and I don't go into the direction of where you are, because God will make other senses powerful when one senses go down. So and I think that also came with the power of being a mom. I can hear you.
Right.
So I went to the doctors today, and lo and behold, where before I was told I would never have vision in my left eye, and it would just go away until the point where it's nothing. Due to medical terminology and technology, and in the cross seas, they now have a new lens for me, so now I can see.
Wow.
So where before I was not a candidate for laser eye surgery,
right,
I'm a candidate for this, and it was because it was something that happened across seas. And I was like, it
I can hear you.
To put the glasses on, or to put the contacts on, and now have sight.
Right.
The tears just flew.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
Flew.
Wow.
Because like something where it used to be a fog, I now have sight on. And now I have to deal with the fact of my eyes deteriorating more to the point that I'm just not going to see anything out of it. That was just something to me.
Yes.
And we're all walking miracles, where things people could have died from, they're living today, where things that they would not have been able to get through, they're getting through today. So don't be, I said all that to say, don't fear the inevitable, because especially when especially when it hasn't been time stamped and said, this is it. And the only way you can believe is his above.
Correct. Absolutely.
So
absolutely. Won't he do it?
Talking about fear, I need you to tell me more about this book and how much it costs and where can you get it?
Oh, okay. Well, you can actually purchase it. We are the distributors as well. The magazine is $20. That does include shipping. And you basically, if you're interested, you can Cash App, you can do Zelle, or you can do PayPal directly to me. And you send me your shipping address privately, and then I will mail you your package and call you. Not call you, but I'll reach out for you and give you your estimated date of arrival. And that's it. That's how easy it is. PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, your shipping address. I package it up all nice for you. I also sign it for you, and then I get it in the mail to you. And like I said, there's lots of great articles in there. I have actually step-by-step instructions in there for 2 dances with photos for each step. That's also in this magazine. So there's a lot of good stuff in the magazine. And a lot of people like that. I took a flight one time and I sold it to a couple of the flight attendants. And when they saw that part, they're like, oh my God, there's step-for-step instructions. We could do it on our layover. So that was, kind of an outside the box idea to do each step with the picture under it, telling you exactly what it is.
Right. I remember that kind of took us way. That kind of took us back to old school. Remember when we was learning how to dance? They used to have the little feet that you would put on the ground.
Yes.
And step on the ground or step on the little steps.
Yes. Exactly. So
too. Wow.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's lots of good stuff in there. And of course, we appreciate any and all support. We are a Black-owned business. We also are, we patronize other Black businesses. We're big on that. We are definitely big on that. So, we appreciate when people patronize our business as well, because we have merchandise. We have this, I don't know if I showed you before, but we also have I have my own bags. I don't know if you can see it. Traci Stilettozz Smith backpacks. We sell these. I have t-shirts. I went and put on the jackets, Stilettozz Entertainment. We have the jackets, we have shirts, so we are an entertainment business with merchandise. And again, we appreciate any and all support, always. Now, one of the things that we're doing, I think you saw it, Shauna, we are giving away in total via various drawings, $1,000. And that is our way of giving back to those who have supported us. That's our way of showing love.
So wait. How can we get into that?
So it is in increments. Now, the first $500 is incremental, and that one is specific to the national calendar that we created. We created the calendar once again during this pandemic for online classes to be easier for people to find in one area. So those instructors who chose to register for the calendar, they are all eligible for the drawing. Now, the drawing, you're going to pick 4 instructors and they get $50 each. So that'll be a $200 drawing. We're going to do that one Saturday. We've already done one. The first one was $100. This one is $200. Next month, we'll do another one for $200. That applies to the instructors on the calendar, or anybody that has an online activity that's submitted is also on the calendar. They are all eligible for that.
So how do you get on the calendar?
You register through the website, stilettozz.com. Come to stilettozz.com, go to the link that says register. The form is there, you register, we get an email, and our web designer will then add you to the calendar.
Wow.
Okay? And then when you go to the calendar, if somebody sees an instructor or class they want to take, they click on the picture of the instructor and it takes them directly to their page. So that's all designed. Yes, that's all designed in the website. So the second $500, that's going to come in a lump sum. One person is going to get $500 via the Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle. And that one has to do, I'm going to disclose this as carefully as possible because we're still in the copyright stages. Okay. But we are releasing an original line dance song that was written, composed, and produced by Dean J. Smith, who was signed to Prelude Records. So the song was written, produced, and composed by him. We are in the copyright stages of the song. Obviously, we will own all the rights to the song, and the song will be available on all the platforms, iTunes, Apple Music, Google, whatever. It's going to be Tidal, and you have to download the song. Once you download the song, you are automatically entered into the drawing to win $500. So the song, the price point would be about 99 cents, maybe $1.29 at the most for the song. But once our thing is, we want to give something back to people who support us. And this is our way of doing that.
Wow. Nice. Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, she's not talking right now. So she's not going to mind me doing this, but I want to say, this is what fear looks like. This is what fear looks like. It looks like work in progress moving. So if anybody ever tells you, you tell them differently. That is what fear looks like. Fear is when you say goodbye to it, and in spite of you, I'm moving. I'm doing this. That's what fear is. And that's what a queen looks like right there. That's what a queen looks like. A queen that gets things done, and not for just herself, but for others.
Correct.
And to benefit and to fix others.
You know what, Shauna? So many people take and take and take and take. And it's so important, even when you have a business. Yes, you want to prosper and you want to be successful. But I also think that it is important that you give back to people who are supporting you, people who have supported you from day one. And support doesn't always mean monetarily. There's so many ways to support people. So it's not that you're giving me money. and support. You can support by giving me an encouraging word. That's supportive to me. Or maybe it's something I'm doing and you share my event. That is a form of support. So this is our way of giving back. $1,000 is coming out to give back to you all. We appreciate you.
That's wonderful, Tracy. That is so wonderful. It's really, and it's cool to see us doing it for our people, because it's being an example, and it's showing you what you can do, and it's showing how you as little can be big for someone else.
Right.
And there's never, and really, believe it or not, there's really never nothing little, because when you put it in God's hands, it becomes something bigger.
Right.
So, I got another disclaimer for all of you who are new to the sister chat. Church always comes in. So,
sorry, not sorry.
Just want to let you know, church always ends up coming in, because whether we like it or not, at the end of the day, the end result always ends up coming back there. So I just wanted to throw that out there real quick.
Absolutely.
Wow, Tracy, you've done a whole lot since the last time we talked to you.
Yeah. Well, God gives me my vision. That's the thing. He gives me, when I started out instructing, I never thought in a million years all of these other branches would happen from that. I'm like, okay, I'm retired. I don't have to work if I don't want to work, and I'm blessed for that. Yes. And so my thing is teaching. I was like, well, I can, make a couple of dollars and that's it. But God kept giving me these bigger visions, and in my sleep. They normally came when I was asleep. Like I'd be asleep, waking up like, oh, I have an idea. These ideas would come to me. But an idea, I have always said, an idea is only an idea without action. So once I have the idea, then I talk to my partner, my husband about it. We do what we call a business SWOT. We SWOT everything, so that we know what the pros and the cons are, what the strengths and the weaknesses are, what the threats are. We need to know all of those things. And if it turns out that it is something, a winner, then we act on it. Otherwise, it's just an idea. And then going back to fear. And you can't let fear stop you from acting on those ideas.
That's right. Mm-hmm. I never forget the fear that came off on me was, don't nobody want to hear what you're saying? No, nobody care. And I was like, oh, okay.
A lot of that comes from us feeling like we're not good enough or not equipped enough.
Woo!
And we sit on it. We know what we want to do, but we don't execute because we're already looking at the out there.
Yes.
When really, most people are cheering us on, like, yeah.
Right.
But because we're measuring ourselves with other people, how they've done it, what they've done. I don't have the education for it. I don't have the skill set.
Right.
Where'd she go? Where'd my girl go?
I'm here. I don't know what happened.
Okay.
So when I started out early on in my dance career, I went to this audition. Somebody was like, yeah, they have it. It was for Gina Thompson. They were like, yeah, you should go to this audition. I was like, okay. So I went, and I'm a hip hop dancer. So I walk in, and there's a room full of girls, ballerinas, modern dancers. They're stretching, they're doing their thing. So I'm like, should I even be here?
Right.
Like, why am I here? But okay. And then they called my number. So I went in, I gave them my CD. They were like, okay, you have something for us? I said, yes, I do. And then I was supposed to do the choreography that the choreographer was teaching me. But when that music came on and I was my authentic self, she was like, stop. That's it. No more auditions. That's her. So that's what has throughout, like, I've had different experiences where I have felt like I just wasn't good enough based on what other people said needed to be, the status quo.
Yeah.
But every time I go into a situation, I'm always the underdog.
Mm.
And I love it. I feed on that. Because I'm like, okay, God, you about to show me something new. You about to take me to a whole nother level. And my desire to learn is not to be better than, but you're going to show me in the midst of. And it's such a beautiful thing. So when it happens that way with magazines, like even with me being the script writer and stuff,
yes,
I never had a desire to do that. But it came along with the territory. It's like, okay, this is all right. Okay. Oh, that's what you said. Okay. That's the vision. Okay.
right.
You know, and you experiment. You have fun with it.
Yes.
You don't do it grudgingly. You know, there are going to be some pitfalls, but don't be discouraged.
Correct.
Because God is working on your elevation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing that with Traci. Like when we first talked, like you had these things going on, but you only shared a little bit, and rightfully so. But even in you knowing your story and the journey, go from when you first started line dancing,
right,
where you are now.
Right.
And look how it just has blossomed.
Yeah.
Into this full-fledged movement.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Yep. It has. It's surreal. It is absolutely surreal because dancing, like you, Kim, you're a dancer. Shauna, you love to dance. I'm passionate about dancing. And I've always loved dancing. That's something I would do whether I was getting paid or not. So for me, it was surreal in the sense that I was doing something I was passionate about anyway and making a business out of it. And people were responding to it. Kim, you said something very important earlier. We don't see ourselves the way other people see us. And it is amazing, and it surprises me a lot when people respond to me in a particular way in terms of how I've impacted them. And I'm like, really? You know, like I'm just dancing. I'm doing what I love to do. But you never know how you are going to impact someone's life just by doing what you love to do. And like you said, Kim, it's blossomed into this big, you know, this thing that I could have never imagined. Like you couldn't have paid me to tell me I would be doing the things that I'm doing now. And, you know, it's amazing. And I feel like it's a blessing. And I feel that it's my calling. You know, there was at one point I said, wow, I wonder why I started so late in life, you know, because I'll be 55. And I said, I wish I had started like teaching and doing these things earlier. But, you know, everything happens when it's supposed to happen. And I think earlier in my life, I was not ready for this. That was not the time for me to do this. I wasn't ready for it. So I think God gave it to me when it was time, when I was ready for this, you know. So it's a pretty amazing journey. You're right. I started off with one student, you know, just not really knowing what I was doing. I was afraid, but I did it. I did it anyway. I was nervous. And my first event, I was nervous, but I did it. And it felt so good afterwards because I felt like I said I was going to do something. I planned it. I did it. And it was successful. And it was a really, really good feeling. So I'm thankful. I'm grateful. I'm humble. I will never not be humble. That's not a part of my blood. So I'm a humble person in general. I've always been humbled. And I'm going to remain that way. Nothing's going to change that. I think I'm grounded. I believe that I just treat everybody with love and respect. I don't treat people differently based on what they have, or based on who they are, or based on who they know, or based on their size, or based on anything. I was a flight attendant in the flight industry for 35 years. Wow. And I came across a lot of different kinds of passengers. As a flight attendant, I came across thousands of people in a single day flying. And, you know, we have some that needed 2 seatbelts and others that didn't. I treated everybody that walked through that door, when I greeted them, got the same smile. I don't care if you were 400 pounds. I don't care if you're 110 pounds. You know, so I've always been that way. That's not new for my character. And I will remain that way. That's important to me. You know, that's really important to me. Humility, So that's just part of who I am, and I'll always be gracious. I'll never be arrogant or cocky. I am confident. I think you guys know that I believe in confidence. I am confident, right? But I will never be arrogant and cocky because I think it's uncalled for.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I remember being, I'm not easily irritated. I'm lying. That's not true.
Okay.
I heard Kim. If y'all noticed, I didn't really even look at the screen when I said that. But when it comes to me and my heart and my intentions, I can't stand when people categorize me and judge me by my sign and my gender. That really, it's like I am the sweetest thing, nicest, the sweetest pie you can think of until you do that. And when you do that, it's like the exorcists come out and be like, "What you say?" Like, like, how dare you? Like, did you just genderify me and sign me at the same time? Now, granted, everybody know I am happy to be a Scorpio. Sure is. Yes, I am. But don't you categorize me as a Scorpio. That's different. When you sit there and you say, "Oh, you talk about fire coming out of anything that's on me, up under me, above me, through me, out of my honey," don't do that, because I'm not that's what I'm not. And I'll tell you every day, if you're gonna call me something, call me a child of God. Don't call me a Scorpio. Don't do that. I'll do it, because I know what part of Scorpio I'm talking about pertaining to that particular issue. And we all know which issue I'm talking about. That part, the passionate part,
My sister's a Scorpio. Yes.
So, when people say that to me, that hurts me, because I know who I am and what I try to be. So when somebody does that to me, I'm offended. And I'm quick to tell you, okay, hold on, rewind, stop. Wait, let's get something straight first. I am Shauna all day. I'm a Scorpio. Don't do that. And people do that, or they'll tell you, "Oh, you're just a woman, or you're just a female."
Okay.
I'm just a woman.
Who knows heathen?
What that's supposed to mean? Because what I'll do is I'll take you down the road of females, and I'll tell you how the road of females did what we were supposed to do and what we needed to do when the men weren't able to do what they needed to do. So don't you dare say, don't do it. Don't you make us small. Because women, we push out babies. Hold on. Okay, Kim doing something. No,
I'm listening.
You sure you listening? You sure you want to say? You want to say about that?
No, I'm trying to level off right now.
I'm gonna go straight. I'm gonna go straight country on you. You just show no that you know when I said no there.
Not at all.
And then so I just feel like we just need to stop categorizing people.
Absolutely.
Once we stop categorizing people for different things and just let people be just people and who they are, I think we can do a whole lot better.
Yes, I agree.
We can do a whole lot better. And not only that, y'all encourage me to do something else. I ain't playing the whole thing, but this song has dropped in my heart. I don't know where it came from, and then I found out that it was a new release this year by Shalia, and it goes in straightly to what we just got finished saying.
Okay.
You really hit it right on the nose. And this is it. This is it. If it'll play for me, this will be it. You know what? You can always tell when we need to do something because it won't do what it's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
It just don't do it. So let's see if it's going to finally do it. I don't know what it's doing. Let me see.
That's my Nadia.
Let me see if it's going to give it to me. But as again, we're waiting. We're going to see what happens. You gotta love computers sometimes. But then we also are in a storm down here. Kim, are you all right on your end?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kim,
We lost audio.
is she still there, Kim?
Yes, I'm here. It is thundering and storming. There's a loose electrical wire outside in our street, and a car kind of like
Oh my gosh.
drove over it. So the police are out there but it's raining now and it's still live.
Wow. Yeah.
It's not good. So the fire trucks are out there. So I'm kind of, that's why I was like, I'm leveling off. Like I'm here, but I'm
Right.
paying attention at the same time.
Yeah.
You are. So, this is what I have to say to everybody. Basically, what we've been trying to say.
You have everything that you need to succeed. Now you say, I am enough. I have everything that I need to succeed. It's already in you. So make your dreams come true. It's true. It's already in you. So make your dreams come true.
So that's basically what I want everybody to know. If you don't know where to get it or how to get it, it's already in you. Don't let nobody think that you're not enough.
Right.
And whatever you do, don't you make yourself so low to believe that you're not enough.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just don't be too much of enough of you. That's the only part that we talk about. Being too much of you. And you know what too much of you becomes. But other than that, you're enough. You're enough.
Absolutely. That's so important. Part of our self-esteem. I'm big on self-worth and self-esteem and self-confidence because, well, for one, I don't know if you guys know my story, but I haven't always had it. I have not always had it. And so I struggled with depression and low self-esteem. And so that's why I can testify about it being at that point and being where I am now. And that's another reason why I am, if for lack of a better word, defiant when people try to tear me down for being confident. They will not take that from me. I've already had low self-esteem. I've had lack of confidence. I have confidence, but my confidence does not mean that I feel I'm better than you or anyone else. It just means I feel good about me. And I accept me for who I am, how I am, and what I am. This is how God created me. And I accept that. And I have confidence in that. So I won't let anybody take that away from me. And some people are intimidated by it and make you feel bad for being confident. But that's important. And I have instilled that in my children from a very young age because I know what I went through due to lack of self-confidence and depression. So both of my kids, my son and my daughter, self-esteem is very important. You know, you take pride in yourself, be confident in yourself, love yourself. You know, my daughter got out of a relationship. We didn't know until after the relationship where the young man had been telling her the whole time, we didn't know this, but that if she left him, nobody else would want her. He was telling her that nobody else is going to want you. No one else is going to want you. And it was her first boyfriend. She was 18. She had her first boyfriend, so she didn't have other experience. So for her, she believed him. And I was so hurt behind it because I've always talked about self-esteem and loving yourself. So of course we had a conversation after she revealed to me what he had been telling her, you know, and I reiterated all of the things that I taught them from a very young age. But someone will always want you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, don't ever let someone convince you that no one will want you. And one of the reasons why, she'll probably kill me for this, but I think it's important to talk about, we're all ladies. My daughter is a virgin. And his thing was, you know, the only people that are going to want her are people that are going to want her for sex. So he convinced her not to leave him because nobody would want her, or if they did, it would just be for sex, you know. So, and she believed him for a little while, but she's out of that, and I'm glad that she is. And we've had conversations since then, absolutely. And she was actually talked about because she's a virgin. It's a bad thing to be a virgin. None of her friends are virgins, and they made it seem like it was so ugly. So she and my daughter is open with me, and we talk about that all the time. Mm-hmm. I remind her that's okay. Let them talk. You know, you are not to be pressured into doing something you don't want to do. You know, because they love never did that. What's that?
I'm so glad you did that.
I'm proud of her. And I tell her all the time because she does have a steady boyfriend now. She's been with him for a year and she's still a virgin. And she told me, Mommy, I'm not going to do anything until I'm ready. And I said, okay, we can have that conversation. She's 20 years old now. And I'm so proud of her for not folding to peer pressure.
Yeah.
That's not an easy thing to do.
It's not.
I think this generation has it's like this thumb that's on them. And my niece is just like your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
She's 18.
Yeah. Yep.
And all the other ones have.
Yes.
Well, most of them, except for a few.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm waiting until I'm married.
Right.
I want to go to college. I want to, these are the things that I want to do. I don't want anything getting in my way. And we openly talk about it.
Yes.
I shared with her my stories, my history. And listen, think about this. If you give yourself to a young man and he's still trying to figure himself out, more times than none, you guys want to break up. He's going to go in his direction. You're going to go in yours. He's going to be freed mentally and emotionally. He's not even going to think about that because he's moving on. But as a woman, there's this thing in us where we hold, I'm going to say for lack of a better term, we hold the spirit or the souls of those. We think back to the experience, how it makes us feel, what we don't want anymore. Like we it's like we coddle it within ourselves and don't realize that we do. And you're going to be the one who's going to suffer with it mentally and emotionally.
Right.
And now you've given yourself away.
Yes.
Somebody who don't give a crap.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
And so, I encourage her. I really encourage her because I'm like, I wish I had a me in my life that was able to do that with me because my life would have been so much different.
Right.
But I needed to go through what I needed to go through for her.
Correct. Absolutely.
You know, it's amazing that you say that because I had that conversation because a lot of people say, the girls go through this, but the guys go through it too. I've even had adults tell my son even, you need to go ahead and get that wet and get it over with.
Right.
And he's like, get it wet. And I, my son, the way he is and how he feels and how his heart is, it wouldn't work for him that way because he would care about what he's doing to somebody.
Right.
Somebody else doesn't have the caring, they just gonna do it. His ain't gonna have the same effect as somebody else. That could do more damage to him than good.
Correct.
And he's like, but Mom, all my friends and they all wanting me and telling me when am I going to be, and I believe I need to be, and I don't need to be waiting that long. I said, baby, let me get you to understand. The worst thing you could do right now is do that. Along with the other emotions that you got going on in your head and going on through your body. Because now if you through it, you're going to take her through it, and it's going to be one ball of confusion. And you don't need that in your life because you already got enough confusion in your life to be adding something else.
Right.
So the worst thing you can do right now is to add somebody else to your equation and cause them more harm than good. So no, don't do that, and don't to have that transparency between you and your kids is so important because
really is.
have those conversations, they don't get the wrong information from a wrong source.
Correct. Right.
And sometimes parents don't have is not the right source for too. So I know somebody going to be like, well, my mom didn't tell me the right thing. Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about today we need to have the conversation because you'd be surprised. Mama may not know, the kid may know better, and the kid may educate you. Like, for example, I was talking to my niece about COVID and going back to school. And how did she think about, forcing her back? She said they put everything in proper order for us to go back. We need to go back. So go ahead and send us back. All we need to do is wash our hands and put our mask on, and we'll be all right. And I sat there for a while and I pondered it. And I was like, I'm gonna have to come back and have a conversation with you about that. I can't talk to you right now about it because according to how she felt, she didn't see the underlining behind it that we as adults see. Yes. But I had to think about it and sit back and say, well, maybe we the ones who have a little more edge on it than they do. And we're the ones who are concerned than they are. And if that's the case, why? And we need to have a conversation for equal medium so we all understand. Because I was like, you make sense. But in the own token, we're looking at it from adults, but that's not going to be sensible because y'all putting yourselves out on the line of duty. But we're having them come on a conversation. They're going to be coming on the show soon too, and they're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about, well, what do you have to say? It's going to be the name of the topic, and what you have to say is going to be related to what the youth have to say about what's going on too.
Right.
Their voices need to be heard just as much as ours.
Yes.
Yeah. As much as ours. But that whole transparency and that virgin thing.
It's like she's ostracized for it. It's incredible. But young people are young people. They're not. They don't have our wisdom and experiences. And like even Kim said, even with our experiences as far as when we came up, there were certain things that maybe we did and we didn't have the same mentorship or leader or parental guidance as we are giving our own, but one thing I am proud about is that, her whole thing is, because I'm always worried about it and I need to stop worrying about it. I'm like, every time she goes away with her boyfriend or goes to see him, she comes back. The first thing I ask her, are you still a virgin? She's like, Mommy. But one thing I love about her is she says, Mommy, when I'm ready, I'm not going to do it unless or until I'm ready. She was going to school to be an attorney and she does not want the distraction. And it will be a distraction. So I applaud her for that. And I applaud her for kind of, tuning out people in her friends in her ears, because a lot of her friends have babies now. Forget just having sex; they have babies too. So I just applaud her for not being a follower or not yielding to peer pressure, because we've all been young before, and it is not necessarily easy. So, and the same with my son, the values that I instill in my daughter, which is self-worth, self-respect, because some of her friends are just around with everyone. And it drives me crazy. I'm like, why are you abusing your body that way? And so that's important. And I instill that in her, but I also instill it in my son. Because someone asked me the other day, do you teach your son the same as your daughter? I don't differentiate between the two, because he is to take pride in his dome.
Absolutely.
As well. You don't go around just poking everybody just because you can't. That's not cute. And I teach him that.
I'm glad, because my godmom, bless her heart, rest her soul, Mom Ro Reed, Aunt Angie's sister. She said to me, she told not just me, but a group of us women, with when we are encountered and engaged with men, everything that's inside of them spills into us, and we hold on because we have no way of releasing it. And that's where that whole spirit intuition touching that you talk about, because we don't get it out of us, it absorbs into us, and we become what they release.
It's energy. It's energy.
Yeah.
Spirit is all of that.
And if you're not careful,
who that person is,
right, and if you're not careful, you could take on that energy and it will turn you out. All right, I got to give y'all another disclosure. I don't like lightning and I don't like thunder. Grandma always told me you better get somewhere and go to sleep because God is talking.
And I'm my situation, so I might have to.
Yeah, and I see our internet is starting to blink too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna kind of.
Yeah, and my battery's going down, but then no, we understand.
You know what? That makes a whole lot of sense. I know they're gonna be like, I know she didn't just end the show because.
Well, there's no going on.
Oh no, we understand.
We need to understand. We didn't just end the show, and we're not just ending the show because of that. That happens to be one of the technical reasons.
Yes.
Like I'm hearing thunder. The fire department is out there. Electric department. Like there's a lot going on. And I'm like, yeah, hey, yeah.
But I'm feeling some type of way because I had set up to sit outside today.
Right. I was going to be outside too.
I was supposed to be outside, and Jay, I said, you know what? Is it going to rain today? Because it seems like the last couple of times it's been raining on us. And Jay was like, I don't know, but I already got you set up in the house. I said, all right, well, you know what? I'll just go in the house and bring the fan down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel the sleepy dust dropping on me because I've been on you, and I've been trained that when this happens, go to sleep.
Right. We got it.
Or to go underneath a table and take shelter and fall asleep. That's country.
But again, for me, it's electrical. So I need to shut down because I don't know what they're doing out there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. I love you, ladies.
But I love you too. It's always a great conversation.
Love you. And do understand and do know, like we always say on the Sister Chat, you can make it. You can make it. Just remember, yes, you can. And as we end tune out, remember the information is free. Read it. Write it.
Makes a difference for me.
Adjust your crown real quick.
It's all around everywhere.
Is it all tight?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you a question. Can you make it?
I am making it.
Yes.
Can you make it?
I am making it.
And so can you. Yes, you can.
I
want to. Bye. Make it. So good night, everybody. We love you.
Love you. Good night.